In this video, we remember the notable individuals who have passed away in recent days across the world. From music and film to public service and science, each of them leaves behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations. We invite you to take a quiet moment to reflect, to honor their lives, and to share your condolences for the voices and figures who shaped our world. Chip Taylor, an American songwriter and performer, passed away on March 23, 2026, in the United States at the age of 86. He spent his final days in hospice care, and while the exact cause of his passing has not been publicly disclosed, it is understood that he was surrounded by care and comfort. Though he may not have always stood in the spotlight, Chip Taylor's voice echoed through some of the most iconic songs in modern music history. As the writer behind Wild Thing and Angel of the Morning, he helped shape the emotional landscape of rock and pop across generations. His work was not defined by complexity, but by clarity. Simple melodies paired with lyrics that spoke directly to the human experience. Taylor's songwriting carried a quiet power. It did not demand attention, but instead earned it through honesty, vulnerability, and a deep understanding of emotion. His songs were performed by countless artists, crossing genres and decades, proving that true songwriting transcends time. Inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, Chip Taylor left behind more than a catalog of music. He left behind a language of feeling. His legacy lives on every time his songs are played, reminding us that sometimes the simplest words carry the greatest meaning. Crofts, an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist, passed away on March 25, 2026, at the age of 87 in the United States, following complications related to heart surgery. As one half of the iconic duo Seals and Crofts, he helped define the soft rock sound of the 1970s, a sound characterized by gentle harmonies, reflective lyrics, and a sense of calm that stood in contrast to the louder, faster movements of the era. Songs like Summer Breeze and Diamond Girl became more than hits. They became emotional landscapes, capturing moments of peace, nostalgia, and quiet reflection. Crofts was not simply a performer, he was a craftsman of atmosphere. His music created space for listeners to slow down, to feel, and to remember. In a rapidly changing world, his sound offered something rare: stillness. Decades after their release, his songs continue to resonate, played in homes, on radios, and across generations. They remain timeless not because they followed trends, but because they spoke to something deeper. Crofts leaves behind a legacy of harmony, not only in music, but in the emotional connection he created with millions of listeners around the world. Valerie Perrine, an acclaimed American actress, passed away on March 23, 2026, in the United States at the age of 82, following complications from Parkinson's disease. She rose to prominence during a transformative era of cinema, earning critical acclaim for her performance in Lenny, a role that brought her an Academy Award nomination and the Best Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival. Her portrayal was not just a performance, it was a deeply human expression of vulnerability, strength, and emotional complexity. To global audiences, she became widely recognized for her role as Miss Eve Teschmacher in Superman, where her presence added both charm and nuance to one of the most iconic films in cinematic history. Valerie Perrine possessed a rare ability. She did not simply play characters, she revealed them. Her performances carried emotional weight, allowing audiences to see not just the story, but the soul behind it. Her career stands as a testament to dedication, talent, and authenticity. Even as she faced the challenges of illness in later years, her legacy remained untouched, preserved in the performances that continue to move audiences today. Valerie Perrine will be remembered not only as an actress, but as a storyteller who brought truth to every role she embraced. Ronnie Bowman, an American bluegrass singer and songwriter, passed away on March 22, 2026, in Tennessee at the age of 64, following injuries sustained in a motorcycle accident. His passing came suddenly, leaving a profound sense of loss within the music community. Bowman was not only a performer, but a respected voice in bluegrass and country music, a genre deeply rooted in authenticity, tradition, and storytelling. As a member of the Lonesome River Band, he helped shape the modern sound of bluegrass, blending traditional influences with contemporary emotion. But his impact extended even further through his songwriting. His work reached artists like Chris Stapleton and Kenny Chesney, with songs that spoke honestly about life, struggle, and redemption. His co-writing of Nobody to Blame stands as a powerful example of his lyrical depth, a song that captures personal accountability with raw simplicity. Ronnie Bowman's music was never about perfection. It was about truth. And in that truth, listeners found themselves. Though his life ended too soon, his voice remains, carried forward in every note, every lyric, and every artist he inspired. Marcia Ann Burrs, an American television and film actress, passed away on March 22, 2026 in the United States at the age of 85. She is reported to have passed peacefully, surrounded by loved ones, though the exact cause of her death has not been publicly disclosed. Throughout her long and steady career, Burrs became a familiar presence across both television and film, appearing in a wide range of productions that span generations. While she may not have always been in leading roles, her performances carried a warmth and authenticity that made her instantly recognizable to audiences. She was perhaps best known in later years for her role as Mrs. Claus in Hallmark Productions, a character that embodied comfort, kindness, and a sense of tradition. Beyond that, she appeared in notable series such as Young Sheldon, Mad Men, Grey's Anatomy, and Monk, quietly contributing to some of the most successful shows in modern television. Marcia Ann Burrs represented a kind of acting that is often understated but essential, the ability to bring life and credibility to every scene, regardless of its size. Her work reminded audiences that storytelling is built not only on central characters, but on the many voices that surround them. She leaves behind a legacy defined by consistency, grace, and a deep respect for her craft, a presence that will continue to live on through the stories she helped bring to life. Robert S. Mueller III, an American public servant and former director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, passed away on March 20, 2026, in the United States at the age of 81, following complications related to Parkinson's disease. Mueller's life was defined by service, a commitment not to fame, but to responsibility, duty, and the rule of law. Serving as FBI director from 2001 to 2013, he led the agency through one of the most challenging periods in modern American history, including the aftermath of the September 11th attacks. His leadership was marked by discipline, integrity, and a quiet determination. He was not a man of dramatic gestures, but of steady resolve, guiding institutions through uncertainty with clarity and purpose. Later, as special counsel, Mueller once again found himself at the center of national attention, tasked with overseeing an investigation of global significance. Through it all, he remained consistent in his approach, focused, methodical, and committed to the principles of justice. Robert Mueller's legacy is not one of headlines, but of trust, the trust placed in him by institutions and the public alike. He will be remembered as a figure who stood firmly in service of law and country, even in the most complex and demanding moments. Nicholas Brendon, an American television and film actor, passed away on March 20th, 2026, in the United States at the age of 54. According to early reports, he passed away peacefully in his sleep, with no signs of foul play, suggesting natural causes. Brendon became widely known for his role as Xander Harris in the beloved series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In a world filled with supernatural heroes, his character stood out as deeply human, often bringing humor, vulnerability, and emotional grounding to the story. Xander was not defined by power, but by loyalty, courage, and the willingness to stand beside others even in the face of fear. Through this role, Brendon connected with audiences in a profound way, representing the idea that heroism can exist in ordinary people. Beyond Buffy, he continued his career with roles in series such as Criminal Minds, demonstrating a quiet versatility and dedication to his craft. Nicholas Brendon's life was not without its challenges, and his openness about personal struggles allowed many fans to see him not just as an actor, but as a human being navigating real life. That honesty created a bond that extended far beyond the screen. He leaves behind a legacy rooted in connection, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful characters are the ones who reflect who we truly are. Dr. J. Michael Bishop, an American physician, scientist, and Nobel Prize laureate, passed away on March 20th, 2026, in San Francisco at the age of 90 due to complications from pneumonia. Bishop's contributions to science reshaped the understanding of cancer at a fundamental level. As a co-recipient of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1989, his work on proto-oncogenes revealed that cancer could arise from normal genes within the body, a discovery that transformed the direction of medical research worldwide. His work did not simply advance science, it changed how humanity understood disease itself. By uncovering the genetic mechanisms behind cancer, he opened pathways for new treatments, new research, and new hope for millions of people. Beyond the laboratory, Bishop was also an educator and mentor, guiding future generations of scientists with the same curiosity and dedication that defined his own career. His legacy is one of discovery, intellect, and quiet revolution. A life spent not in the public eye, but in the pursuit of knowledge that would ultimately touch countless lives. Chuck Norris, an American actor, martial artist, and global cultural icon, passed away on March 19, 2026, at the age of 86. While reports confirmed his passing, the exact cause of death has not been publicly disclosed. For decades, Norris stood as a symbol of strength, discipline, and resilience. From his early career as a martial artist and karate champion to his rise as a Hollywood action star, he became one of the defining figures of action cinema. His role in Walker, Texas Ranger, cemented his place in popular culture, portraying a character that combined justice, integrity, and physical prowess. Off-screen, his image evolved into something even larger, a cultural phenomenon where his name became synonymous with strength through countless internet legends and stories. Yet beyond the humor and mythology, Chuck Norris represented something enduring, the idea of perseverance. His journey from martial arts competitor to global icon was built on discipline, determination, and an unwavering commitment to his path. He leaves behind not only a body of work, but a cultural legacy that spans generations, one that continues to inspire strength, both physical and personal. Dennis Condrey, an American professional wrestler, passed away on March 20th, 2026, at the age of 74 in the United States. The cause of his death has not been publicly disclosed. Condrey was best known as a member of the legendary tag team The Midnight Express, a group that played a significant role in shaping tag team wrestling during one of its most celebrated eras. In the world of professional wrestling, where performance and personality are inseparable, Condrey stood out for his ability to engage audiences, not just through physical skill, but through storytelling inside the ring. Matches were not merely contests, they were narratives, and Condrey was one of the performers who understood how to bring those stories to life. His work helped define what tag team wrestling could be: coordinated, dynamic, and emotionally engaging. Alongside his partners, he contributed to matches that are still remembered by fans today. Dennis Condrey's legacy lives on in the evolution of wrestling itself. He remains part of a generation that helped build the foundation for the sport's modern identity.